will be beholden to these so-called donations.
That's right.
You know, I don't like spending more money in taxes, but if we had to pay an extra $10 a year for every American in order to get our officials elected for all federal positions and eradicate any private funding except for, I would say, a limit of $1,000, period, okay, then that will almost eliminate all the lobbying, all the getting the laws in favor of the corporations and certain organizations, because at this point, if I'm donating to your campaign, the truth of the matter is, and I'm going to say it because I don't play it, the truth is, this is not really donations. This is, here's your money. Make sure I get this money if you get elected. And I'm going to give you so much money that it's almost like a gamble. I'm going to put 80% of my money out, knowing that I'm going to get 100% in return, and it's almost guaranteed you're going to win. So you know what? We need to get rid of money in elections. And you know what? If it turns out that we have federal elections paid for by the people, and the candidates say, well, you know, I got my 25 million or whatever it is. I think it would be 250,000, whatever it is. And I ran out of money. Well, you know what? Then I guess that's a good thing, because if you ran out of money, that means you don't know how to budget, and you shouldn't be in Washington, D.C. at all anyway. So you know what? I'm going to wake up the dead, and if you wake up dead, start walking the streets and start walking to D.C. and Harrisburg and every capital in America. And by the way, one quick thing before we get to everybody else. Absolutely, for my Wall Street protesters, do not quit. If they put you in jail, get 25 more people to come on out. Stay legal, but don't quit. And why am I speaking up? Why am I risking my life? Why am I doing what I'm doing? It's because my fellow Americans, and for that matter, my fellow human beings, life matters. And if we don't start waking up, you know what? Gasoline right now is $3.45 a gallon. You know what? By the year 2015, you know what? If corporations keep getting all this money and we get all these excuses, you know what? We could be looking at gasoline at maybe $10 a gallon. And you're still going to get it, even if it's $10 a gallon, even if it's $10 a gallon, because you can still need it, so you're going to still get it. So you know what? Wake up. And in fact, I would love to see 98% of the people in Pittsburgh say either I'm going to support these protesters, I'm on, cheer them on, beep the horn, go down there myself, help them out, give them food, some way. And not only here, but in every city. Because you know what, America? If we support them and this movement succeeds, it will be like the new civil rights movement in some ways. It will be like the new anti-Vietnam, and we will start getting more money in our pocket. And remember those job things I talked about? I'm gonna let Jerome say something, and then I'm going to tell you why I don't want you to have a job. Because I don't want you to have a job. And I want you to stay here getting ready to kick my brass and find out why I don't want you to have a job. But I don't want you to have a job, and you're going to like it.
Okay, well.
I'm going to put you in the hot seat now. Getting ready to kick my brass and find out why I don't want you to have a job. But I don't want you to have a job, and you're going to like it.
Okay, well.
I'm going to put you in the hot seat now. How's that feel? I just got them all mad at me, and now you're on.
Well, for one, if we can eliminate some of the corporate greed, corporate greed has caused some of our current crises in jobs.
Well, yeah.
We're busy sending the jobs overseas, okay?
I don't want jobs.
I want a job that's going to pay me well enough that I can live in this economy. Though, Al, please. The solution is more political action and more corporate accountability.
Yeah, that's okay.
Where and why does this job have to go overseas?
But wait a minute. Why are you settling for a job?
Well, for one, we're not all born with a silver spoon or on a golden platter.
Hey, you're settling for a job.
Well, work is part of what this nation was founded on.
That's not what I said. I didn't say I didn't want you to work. I said I didn't want you to have a job. So you ain't listening.
Okay,
you ain't listening to the schematics,
okay. All right, I'm going to agree. Okay. I did not totally listen. That it would be nice to not have to go to work every morning or every day.
I'll tell you what, let me do my thing, and then you'll understand why I'm singing.
Because I was going to comment on something. Now, even with the bailout, there was a bailout for what was that company?
The banks?
No, not the banks.
Chrysler?
No,
General Motors?
No, not Ford? Even them. It was the first one that they bailed out. Now, somebody
Goldman Sachs, the bank?
I can't recall.
Michigan?
No. There was a bailout where even had the government just elected to go ahead and give that money to each tax-paying citizen, that would have been $265,000 for every tax-paying citizen in the United States. I believe it was AIG or something that was bailed out. Now, that money would have been better off in taxpayers' hands instead of going to someone who was making millions of dollars and how'd you fail? Okay. For one, the national debt, why is it being a burden on every family in America having to hear about we need to do this and we're cutting out senior programs, youth programs, we're closing schools because these places have been going on forever. Why should SSI people have to suffer with a pay cut instead of raises to their supplemental incomes? We all think here in America, and there's a way it should happen, and it's by way of our politicians. Instead of voting for your raises, decline your raises. Send that money where it should go, to the people. Help the people that you were put into office to serve and protect, basically. Help our economy that way. Don't store and stockpile your money.
That's true. But you know what? This is November the 1st, 2011, okay? I don't want them to be mad at me until December the 6th.
Okay.
So let me do my thing.
All right,
You're going to get me in trouble for a month?
It's all yours,
I'll be walking down the street. What do you mean you don't want me to have a job, mofo? Don't be saying words at me.
And I'd like to say, too,
well, let me tell them about my job.
Yeah, we have to give Al a chance to get this
Let me do
over.
that first, and then we'll get to you.
Okay.
All right, now, everybody out there thinks I don't want you to have a job. You're right, I don't. I don't want you to have a job. And I don't want this young man to have a job. So what do I want you to have?
Career.
You ready? Why are you going to spill the beans?
Oh, she got it. Okay.
I want you to have careers. I want you to have a sustainable career. That's what's one thing that's wrong with this country. You know what? We don't need jobs. We need careers. Better than living wage. We need something where people can get the education, who can have the career. This young man is a brilliant young man. He might be a great talk show host, and if he became a talk show host on a paid network like what I'm eventually going to do, the man may make $80,000 a year. So we need people to have careers. Jobs at fast food don't cut it. Even if we give it a living wage, where is advancement? Where is the sense of fulfillment? Where is the sense of security? That's what we need. And we can do all of this. And it starts by making the super wealthy pay at least the taxes that they legally owe now, but they're getting away with in loopholes, and pay their fair share. Now, the bottom line is this. We could have almost $1 trillion a year if the corporations pay their fair share. Now, the bottom line is this. We could have almost $1 trillion a year if the corporations start paying their taxes and the people that are super wealthy start paying their taxes. With that money could work to put down our deficit, but it could also bring back the education, and we can start making guarantees that everyone will have at least basic health care and basic education, which can then also have extra monies to invest in infrastructure for our nation, and then we can start to do everything that we need to do to right the wrongs in this country, to put people to work, to get manufacturing. But then by doing that, we would also be able to start being an exporter and not be dependent on China and other countries. Now, I have nothing against whatsoever against any one nation, but I do have everything against the there's a word, corporatocracy. Not corporatocracy, but no, it's a corporation word. But at any rate, I can't figure out the word right now, but corporatocracy, I think is what they said it is. But at any rate, what's going on is corporations around the globe are driving down the wages, and essentially our entire planet is living in slavery. Uh-oh. Christian says, okay. Well, we don't look at notes on TV, but that's all right. But we're creating servitude and slavery in our nation to a degree that is unheard of. And it's going on around the globe. So I don't only think the protesters and Wall Street need to come out in the masses and we need to support them. I think it needs to happen in every capital around the globe and in every kind of political system. It's time we raise every human being's chances in life. We raise it up. We need to raise up their chances of getting better than a living wage. They can go to work and feel fulfilled and have security. And we can do all this. But it starts by every one of you making absolutely 100% sure that next Tuesday you're not watching what's on at 6 p.m., even if it was my show. Because you need to get to the polls and pull that lever and vote. Because let me tell you something. You not getting to the polls, you still vote, my friends, but you vote to be non-counted. You vote to remain in poverty. You vote to remain getting the worst of the worst. So get to the polls, no matter what. I don't care if you have to crawl to the polls. I don't care if you have to beg somebody that you can't stand. Get to the polls. It starts there, and it starts doing the legal protesting and writing and calling Congress and calling the corporations until we end the greed of the corporations, or at least make them pay the taxes on the money they earn. We're not going to have the America that we deserve. That's all I'm going to say, and I'm going to throw it to Chris.
I'd like to say on that note,
okay.
Yeah.
Reverend, we're going to let Chris, and then we can get you back.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to say hi to Bryce and Hazelwood. Okay. And also say hi, happy birthday to Senator Costa, whose birthday is this month. Also, I want to talk about a little bit about there's a restaurant on Hoffman Boulevard. I won't say it's a fish place. Al and I and Annette were there, and I don't know how long this problem's been going on, but and you go in the men's room, the sink is broken, and the manager doesn't want to get fixed. I did contact the health department, so if you're there at that fish place on Hoffman Boulevard, tell them to get their faucet fixed because it's unsanitary.
Now, this fish place, Chris, is it a slow-cooked restaurant, or is it what they call fast food?
It's what they call fast food.
Oh, but then I think I know what it is.
Let's go.
I ain't going to say what it is, but I know what it is, but I ain't going to say what it is.
And also, I would like to, with recent care, I would like to thank all the good folks at the Squirrel Hill Commons.
What about the bad folks at the Squirrel Hill Commons? I'm kidding.
And I think they did a good job with my care.
That's a joke.
I know. And also the people that go to which at Squirrel Hill Commons, when you go to physical therapy and in your schedule, do the treatment that they need you to do, because that's what's going to get you out.
That's true.
And if you don't go to your treatment and miss a couple days, that sets back your treatment and makes you stay there longer. So whatever your schedule, stay at that treatment.
Okay, so
and one thing I would like to also mention, is it true, Jerome? And before you answer this, I'm going to mention
Jerome C. Wilson.
It's Jerome C. Wilson.
Right.
Is it true that there are more broken bridges in this country than there are McDonald's?
Yes,
and there is something that we could do, and that's by contacting the White House by calling 202-456-1111.
That's the White House
call line. There are more bridges in disrepair than there are McDonald's, and you can look at it as both frames of more jobs,
that's right,
better work.
About more careers.
And I agree with Al wholeheartedly.
All right.
Careers.
All right.
I'll admit I did go to college for a while though. Ran out of money. Did not get that.
Yeah, on that.
We got to real quickly get rid of
right quick. I'd like to say too, not only do we want good career jobs, but we want to learn how to own our own business.
Yes.
And we want to know how to get a piece of Wall Street also.
Yes.
So we want to be a boss too, see?
Amen.
And and you can hire people. And this is what we have to teach our young people, how to own their own business and get a piece of Wall Street.
That's right.
And so that they can survive and they can take over.
Okay, but
get a lesson in building the economy.
We want business of our own.
Right.
You don't have to work for nobody. Work for yourself.
That's right. Well, real quickly, Annette, say something real quick because we're running out of nighttime.
Well, I just want to say that I support our Occupy Wall Street protesters, and I'm very proud of them, and I wish them luck and courage, and don't give up. And it's about time that we went back to the 60s in that tradition to show these corporations and all these greedy people that we're not going to take it anymore.
Okay.
So keep up the good work, and you have my support.
Okay, and real quickly, I know we ain't gonna maybe have time to have everybody say goodnight. We'll try, but I want to throw something at you. If you want to know, do I ever suffer for doing what I do and how I do it? Now, I have my cable shut off, don't have the money. I have my internet shut off, don't have the money. And I have my television shut off, don't have the money. I almost couldn't get here because my vehicle is acting up, but they're not stopping me. So for all those people out there, greedy people, mean people, hateful people, whatever, you know what? It's funny. I keep getting things taken from me, but I am here, and I am not
Gonna
retreating.
retreat.
Right.
And that's all I got to say. Everybody want to say goodnight because we got about 38 seconds left.
Okay. Remember that you...
We're not ready for that yet. We're ready for that, but okay, quickly say goodnight.
I'd like to say hi
you
to
got 30
Nikki.
seconds. 30 seconds.
I'll say peace and love and happiness to everybody.
I'd like to say good night and thank you for having me on the show, Al. And remember to come out Thursday night, 6 o'clock.
Now, thank you very much for listening, and have peace and love and joy and love for everybody.
Give
Bless
peace a
you.
chance.
Go Wall Street protesters. Remember that you and humanity really does matter.
Hide behind silk tie lies you send our children to fight your evil wars. When it comes to fighting on yourselves, you hide behind rich connection doors. You ignore homeless veterans, call heroes traitors who refuse to kill. Maybe Jesus will forgive you, but America never will. No, we'll never, ever forgive you, not in a million years, nor generations who outlive you, drowning in a million tears. You sacrifice our children's future as Babylon's whore drinks a bloody field. And maybe Jesus will forgive you, but America, ooh, never will. Let victims of a flooded city drown in bureaucratic tape. Give tax breaks to the rich, while the rest are capital gain rate. You cut funds for poor kids' lunches, healthcare and every social ill. Maybe Jesus will forgive you, but America never will. No, we'll never, ever forgive you, long as this cruel world shall remain. May your name